In today's education news, are teachers about to get an above inflation pay rise? It has been months since the STRB report was given to the government, the school teacher review body. That report was with Gillian Keegan in May, right? So it's been sat on her desk for months. She didn't share it. She's not discussed it. Then the election got called and she decided, no, we're not going to talk about it until after the election. It was the last way of really putting two fingers up to the profession she constantly was gaslighting and didn't care about. And because the previous government just didn't bother to act upon the STRB report, it has left things being delayed so much longer than they needed to be, with last week Bridget Phillipson saying no teacher pay decision can be made this week. It's pretty clear that things were left in a much worse state than anticipated. So they're saying it's going to take a bit of time, but they're doing their best to move things as quickly as they can. But as this news article alluded to over the weekend, teachers and nurses could be seeing a 5.5% salary boost. Now, there will be a question from many people saying, is that enough? So if we do look at how public sector workers' pay has fallen in real terms, with teachers, since 2010, we've taken a 9% hit in real terms. But if you then add to the fact that the private sector has increased by 3.9, that's over 12%. What is interesting, and is a very different narrative to what we've had over the past 14 years, is that we do have people in charge, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, who is recognising the incredible job public sector workers do. So she's not revealed anything yet, but she's hinted at the fact, as she says here, there is a cost to not settling these public sector pay disputes. Now, it is quite a refreshing take to have someone in power sort of speaking up the public sector rather than constantly demeaning it and gaslighting it, which is what we had with the previous government. But there is clearly a cost element to it. To give teachers and NHS workers that 5.5% increase, that would look at 3.5 billion, which would cause a bit of a headache with the first budget. Partly to know the decision being made, well, Rachel Reeves said it should be later this month. They've obviously got to do all the analysis, see what can work. But my questions to you, 3 questions. Number 1, do you think it's going to happen? Do you think we're going to get this 5.5% increase in pay? Number 2, do you think that's enough? And number 3, do you think that will be a way in which we solve some of the recruitment and retention issues? Because I think it's only going to be one factor. I think pay obviously helps and is incredibly important, but there's so much more that needs to be done around workload, Ofsted reforms, to keep people in the job and obviously bring people into the job.